Family Weekend Retreat is an amazing experience. Currently, I am coordinating that particular event, and I've been doing that for over 5 years. But when we found out my daughter was deaf, and she was actually under just about 7 months old, we attended an event very similar to it in Michigan at the time. And I learned from that how important it was. We went back for 7 years in a row, I think, and we learned something new every single year. And it wasn't just beneficial for us as parents, it was beneficial for my child who is deaf, being able to meet other children who were also deaf and she could communicate easily with, and also for my hearing daughter who got to meet a lot of other kids who had siblings who were deaf or hard of hearing. So it's support for the entire family, and it really opens your eyes to what your child might be like as they get older. So every year as my child got older, there were questions I had, things that I was curious about. So I was able to go and talk to other parents of older kids and meet different professionals. And so it was a really wonderful experience. And that's what we try to create for families. It's an opportunity to network, learn from each other, and support each other. When we first found out my daughter was deaf, it was kind of interesting because the audiologist, I know now, probably didn't have a lot of experience working with children. Maybe they served adults, so they really didn't provide us with much information, and we just walked out of the office with this diagnosis. I went home and I remember calling a friend, and they had a friend who knew someone who had a deaf daughter. And actually she was one of the first people that I talked to. It was another parent. And it was amazing to connect with that person. It really meant a lot. She told me that you might need to move, and sure enough we ended up moving just across the county line. But from her I found out that there was a lot of different programs out there, and I really needed to start talking to a lot of people. And also that you don't know what to expect. You really have to let your child lead you, and it took me a long time to understand that, because I couldn't imagine how my 7-month-old was going to show me what I needed to do for her. But sure enough, that's really what happened. I think the advice that I would have liked to have heard from another parent or anybody is just to trust that process. I sometimes so overwhelmed, or you overthink it, you try to do too much, but really you just need to trust yourself as a parent. You're going to know your child the best, and you're going to do what's right for them, and you'll figure it out.